Certainly, here is your speech, delivered in a style that is gentle, reflective, and spiritually grounded, encouraging inner peace and emotional discipline. My brothers and sisters, understand this deeply. Control is a choice. It is not something that happens by accident, nor is it simply a reaction to what others do. Control is something you consciously choose, moment by moment, thought by thought. Every day, people will test you. Someone might cut you off on the road, someone might raise their voice at you, someone might spread rumors behind your back, and the natural response is to react, to fight back, to shout louder, to prove your point. But the truth is, when you react in anger, you are giving that person control over you. You are saying, "You decide how I feel," and that is a form of emotional slavery. But imagine, in that same moment, you take a pause. You breathe, you stay calm. That pause, that silence is not weakness. It is power, it is strength, because anyone can scream, but not everyone can stay quiet when provoked. Anyone can react, but it takes real strength to respond with wisdom. Control is when you feel the anger rise inside of you, but you refuse to let it rule you. Control is when your ego says, "Show them who you are," but your heart says, "Let it go, you have nothing to prove." Control is when your tongue wants to lash out, but your mind holds it back, because you know the damage a few angry words can do. And let's be clear, control doesn't mean you ignore what's wrong. It doesn't mean you tolerate abuse or injustice. It means you choose how to deal with it, with dignity, with thoughtfulness, with a calm heart that knows, my peace is too valuable to be traded for a moment of rage. Control is also something you practice. It doesn't come overnight. Just like you train a muscle, you train your emotions. You catch yourself when you're about to snap. You walk away when your heart starts racing. You remind yourself, "I am not here to react to every fool who crosses my path. I am here for something greater." And once you understand this, truly internalize it, you will stop letting people drag you into their chaos. You will stop allowing situations to determine your mood. You will realize your emotions belong to you, not to them. They don't have the right to ruin your day unless you hand them that power. Control, my dear brothers and sisters, is not suppression. It is not bottling up your feelings. It is mastery. It is understanding your emotions so well that you choose the right response at the right time, in the right way, not because you're afraid, but because you're wise. My brothers and sisters, one of the greatest traps of life is believing that people's words define us, that their opinions, their insults, their judgments carry truth. But let me remind you of something that will free your heart. What people say or do is a reflection of who they are, not who you are. When someone lies about you, it does not make you a liar. When someone mocks you, it does not make you less worthy. When someone shows you hatred, it doesn't mean you're deserving of hate. It simply means they are speaking from what's inside them, their pain, their jealousy, their insecurity, their lack of understanding. You see, people speak from what they carry. If someone's heart is full of bitterness, everything they say will have the taste of bitterness. If someone's heart is full of peace, then even their disagreement will be calm and respectful. That is why you must not absorb everything you hear. You must learn to filter it, to ask yourself, is this really about me or is it about them? When someone sees you doing well and instead of being happy for you, they criticize you, that says more about their state of mind than your efforts. When someone belittles your appearance, your background, your choices, what are they truly doing? They are revealing their own wounds, their own pride, their own struggles with self-worth. People who are content don't go around trying to destroy others. People who are kind at heart don't feel the need to humiliate anyone. So if someone tries to pull you down, it's likely because they feel low themselves. And if someone spreads rumors, perhaps it's because they have nothing in their own life to be proud of. But here's the test. Will you let their reflection become your reality? You are not created to carry the emotional baggage of others. You are not a mirror for their brokenness. You are a soul, a human being, walking your own path. Don't let someone else's darkness convince you that you're not filled with light. Don't let someone's inability to appreciate you make you question your worth. And sometimes the people closest to us are the ones who hurt us most. A friend who turns cold, a family member who constantly criticizes, and you start to wonder, what did I do wrong? But the question should often be, what are they going through that makes them act this way? When a person lashes out, it might not be about you at all. It might be something they're carrying: guilt, anger, jealousy, past trauma. That doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it helps you take a step back and stop personalizing everything. You must protect your heart from becoming reactive. Don't let your identity be shaped by other people's projections. They may see you through a dirty window, but that doesn't mean your soul is stained. Their vision is flawed, not your essence. And so, the next time someone tries to make you feel small, remind yourself, this is their voice, not mine. This is their pain, not my truth. This is their character, not my identity. My dear brothers and sisters, if there is one thing in life you must protect more than anything else, it is your peace. That calmness in your chest, that clarity in your mind, that quiet confidence in your heart that tells you, I am okay, no matter what's happening around me. This peace, this internal stillness, it is not a luxury. It is a necessity, because without it, everything else begins to fall apart. You can have wealth, but if you have no peace, you will sleep with a restless heart. You can have status, but if your mind is loud with anger and anxiety, what good is that status? Peace is a gift from the divine, and like any gift, it must be guarded. You see, not everyone deserves access to your emotions. Not everyone should be allowed to walk into your heart with dirty shoes, leaving behind their bitterness, their noise, their negativity. You must learn to build gates around your peace, and not every person gets the key. People will come with drama, with gossip, with envy, with burdens they don't want to carry alone, so they try to throw them on your back, and you out of kindness might carry it for a while. But if you keep carrying what isn't yours, soon your soul will collapse under the weight. Guard your peace by choosing your battles. Not everything requires a response. Not every insult deserves your attention. Not every opinion needs to be corrected. Sometimes the strongest move is to say nothing, to walk away with your head high and your heart still intact. Guard your peace by limiting your exposure to toxic environments. Whether that's a group of people, a social media feed, or even the thoughts in your own head, learn to recognize what disturbs your soul and gently step away from it. Guard your peace by managing your time and energy. Don't say yes to every request. Don't spread yourself so thin trying to please others that you end up resenting yourself. Remember, it is not selfish to protect your peace, it is wise. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Peace doesn't come from control. It doesn't come from having a perfect life or perfect relationships. It comes from surrendering what you cannot control and choosing every day not to be shaken by the temporary storms of this world. And understand, peace isn't loud, it doesn't shout, it doesn't argue, it doesn't announce itself, it just is. A quiet presence within you that smiles in the middle of chaos and says, I'm not going to let this shake me, I have already chosen peace. Some people find joy in disturbing others. Don't let them succeed with you. Some people feed off your reaction, your anger, your frustration, your sadness, because it gives them a false sense of power. Don't give them that power. Choose to stay grounded. Choose to rise above it. Your peace is not something to be gambled away in every heated moment. It is far too valuable. So guard it. Treat it like a jewel. And if you ever lose it for a moment, pause, reflect, reconnect, and remind yourself, nothing and no one is worth losing my inner calm. My beloved brothers and sisters, forgiveness, such a powerful word, yet so misunderstood. So many people believe that to forgive someone is to let them off the hook, that by forgiving them you're saying what they did was okay. But that is not the truth. Forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior. It is not about pretending it didn't hurt. It is not about forgetting the wound. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the prison of pain. When you hold on to anger, when you replay the insult, the betrayal, the injustice, you are tying your soul to that moment. You are chaining your heart to someone who may not even care, someone who might not even remember what they did. And while they move on with their life, you are stuck, locked inside a story that continues to hurt you. That is why forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. You deserve peace. You deserve to sleep with a calm heart. You deserve to walk through life without carrying the heavy burden of bitterness, but you cannot have peace if your heart is filled with resentment. You cannot move forward if you are always looking backward. Forgiveness is not weakness. It takes incredible strength to say, "You hurt me, you wronged me, but I will not allow your actions to define my future. I will not drink the poison of hate and expect you to suffer. I will let this go, not because you deserve it, but because I deserve peace." And let's be honest, some wounds run deep. Sometimes it's not just a careless comment or a minor offense. Sometimes it's betrayal by someone you trusted, a wound from someone you loved, a deep scar that changed your life. And forgiveness in those moments, it feels impossible. But healing begins the moment you want to forgive, even if you don't know how, even if your heart isn't ready yet, even if the pain still lingers. You begin by saying, "I don't want to carry this anymore, I want to be free." That intention alone opens a door. That's the first step. And remember, forgiving doesn't mean you have to let that person back into your life. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. You can forgive someone and still protect yourself from them. You can forgive them and still set boundaries. You can forgive and never speak to them again, and that, too, is valid. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself, for things you said, for mistakes you made, for people you hurt. But holding your own guilt is no different than holding anger against someone else. It corrodes your peace from the inside. So extend that same mercy to yourself. You're human, you've fallen, you've stumbled. But if the one who created you is most forgiving, then who are you to withhold forgiveness from your own heart? Let me tell you this, you do not need closure from them to heal. You do not need an apology to let go. You do not need justice in this world to find peace in your soul. You just need to decide, "I will not carry this any longer. I choose freedom. I choose forgiveness."